Hi, I'm Darryl Montgomery from the New York Investing Meetup, and this is an intermeeting update on September 29, 2008. Let's look at the bill actually in more detail. It would never work, and I have said many times it will never work, and then why is this? First of all, if you check to find an estimate of how big the problem is, you will find that it's at least $13 trillion. Now, I actually do not believe it is only $13 trillion. I think the real number is actually much higher. But in the congressional hearings and all the talk, you never heard this number come out. It was just that if you give us $700 billion, this will fix everything. Now, how you can pay for $13 trillion with just $700 billion is beyond me. And if you want to take an example that is closer to everyday numbers and things you can understand. Let's say your worthless brother-in-law came to you and said, well, I have a $130,000 debt, but if you give me $7,000, that will fix it, and everything will be fine. So you give him $7,000, so everything's fine for a few weeks, maybe a month or two, and he starts paying off his debt, but then he runs out of money. Well, he still has almost a $130,000 debt, so he's going to come back to you and say, give me another $7,000. And then give me another $7,000, and then give me another $7,000. This bailout was not going to fix anything for more than a month, maybe 2 months, and then another bailout would be required not till after the election. It was meant to be a giant Band-Aid till Election Day, and then there would be a need for another bailout, and then another bailout, and another bailout. And those bailouts would run into the many, many trillions of dollars of taxpayer money. Now, the result of giving Wall Street $700 million would only be that they would lose less money. You know, instead of having $5 billion losses in a quarter for a bank, it would lose $2 billion maybe. Now, it would still be losing money. It would not have money freed up to lend. No extra lending would take place as a result. You know, the bailout was just meant to be a failure. However, money would be transferred from the Treasury. The Treasury would be looted to be put into Wall Street companies. Now, in the end, it was protections allegedly put in for the taxpayers so they would get their money back. This was never going to happen in a million years either. Only the most worthless securities were going to be sold to the United States. They were worth nothing. They would be worth nothing years from now. If after 5 years, and we're supposed to get some equity, taxpayers are supposed to get some equity in these companies that we bought the securities from. Now, most, if not all of these companies will go bankrupt, they will become insolvent, and having equity in an insolvent company is worth nothing. And then the president, if after 5 years this program wasn't paying off or was losing money, he was supposed to come up with some plan to make some money. But nothing was specified how this plan was going to work or how we would get money back from a bankrupt company. And this idea was completely and totally absurd also. Essentially, we can say, what is the essence of this plan? Basically, it was government losers, people who didn't know what was going on, had always been wrong about what was going on, were bailing out Wall Street losers, who were also always wrong about everything. And, a big check from the taxpayers was going to be given for this. And what were the taxpayers going to get? What were the people on Main Street, investors, or the average person? What benefits were they going to get? Extra regulations? Were they going to get protections from Wall Street, et cetera, et cetera? No. They were supposed to get nothing out of this bill. All they were supposed to do was to pay for it.